So MLG happens next weekend. The bracket is incredible. It will be Heart of the Swarm, and having just seen the Intel Extreme Masters, we have finally some grounds to look forward and make predictions. Kevin, what's that bracket looking like? And tell us a little bit about your thoughts for this upcoming MLG event.
Yeah, Ben, first of all, of course, over the course of the last week, the last MLG showdowns were played, which was the North American League. And I'm sure that some people are already starting to giggle at home. Because, yes, guys, I did tweet Greg, and I know that he lost, but I kind of didn't really think about it. I was just really wondering, what would the players like right now? Would they like to see a patch before MLG Dallas? Because, in my opinion, and I really don't like make too many comments on balance anymore. The days that I was writing about roaches all the time are kind of over. But after watching IEM, I feel Terran is quite a bit too good against Protoss. I feel Protoss is quite a bit too good against Zerg.
Don't censor yourself today. They're imba.
Yeah, well,
boom.
I don't like that word, but
imba.
whatever. So I was just kind of wondering, like, what would the guys think? I was like, who has a strong opinion? I was like, Greg has a strong opinion. I was like, hey, and then I was like, and I really didn't notice, and no one else tweeted at me either. Up until the moment where Greg replied, he's like, I didn't qualify bastard. I was like, but he didn't mind. Greg is cool.
He's cool.
Anyway, so a couple of results of the last week before we go into our own little predictions and get you guys familiar with the first round matchups of Dallas, where of course Minigun taking out Idra 3-0, State taking out Phoenix 3-1, Vibe taking out Illusion in a nail-biting series 3-2. We had Soppy taking out Maker pretty convincingly 3-0. Killer took out QXC pretty convincingly as well. I was a little bit surprised by that. 3-0 in Heart of the Swarm. I kind of thought that QXC was going to be able to at least put it to like game 4 or 5 against Killer. Because, I mean, Killer is always surprising, but still. And last but not least, we saw Huck defeating Sasquatch 3-0. So Huck doing well in his first sort of official Heart of the Swarm appearance. Anyway, to get you guys familiar with the bracket of Dallas, which is an amazing bracket, then put it up on your screen. I would like to take a look at it. I'm sure all the people at home would like to take a look at it as well. We went through the bracket with each other, and we all made some predictions. And I would say we should just start on the left top. And guys, I cannot tell you how stoked I am for this. And I am so curious still, though, if we are going to see a patch or not. What do you guys think? Patch, yes, no?
No.
No.
You mean changing the game before release?
Yes.
I mean, I think Blizzard's capable of it. I just don't think they're focused on it. They're very. I mean, look at all the marketing they're doing for all the launch events. I think changing maybe the range or something, or like the health on a unit is the last of their concerns right now.
There's no way that there's a patch prior to MLG. If based on nothing else, we know that all the developers are spread out around the world getting ready for the HOTS release. They're not working on the game right now.
I would say 1 to 2 months minimum.
No.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that like quick after MLG, either quick after or perhaps even before, like a very minor patch, but we will see.
I'll bet any amount of money.
How quick are they to nerf Terran?
All right, you're going to give me 1,000 to 1 odds on a dollar bet?
No.
1,000 to 1?
Any amount of
Why would he want
I will bet any amount of even money that there will not be a patch prior to MLG.
How deep are your pockets, man?
How deep are yours?
Not very deep. Anyway, guys, let's take a look at the predictions that we made, because I think this is always quite fun. I'm sure you guys are curious to see what we have to say. Live versus Minigun. We all think that Live is going to win it. I hope Minigun is not watching, because he was very offended that I thought that Greg was going to beat him, because we actually made some in-house bets, and I bet on Greg. And then Minigun's like, what the hell, Rotti? No more love for you. You're officially the worst caster out there. I was like, thank you, Minigun.
Kev, I want to bounce something off you before we get too deep into this.
Yes.
So can we bring that bracket up one more time? Elliot, please. So all of the NASL casters have filled out this bracket in the way that we think the tournament's going to play out, kind of NCAA style if anybody follows college basketball. How about a little bet amongst the 4 of us? $20?
Okay.
Is everybody down for $20?
Sounds good.
So every correct prediction is worth 1 point. Whoever has
it goes by rounds though, like the points get more.
I had the most formulaic way of doing this.
I think we have to talk about it anyways. And by the way, guys, I do not think that the way that we filled out the bracket is the exact same way as we gave our predictions over here. Or did you like match it up?
I don't really remember.
I matched it up, but I mean, I think
because
when we reveal the brackets next week.
When we made our first round predictions, we kind of just all like on the fly said like, I think this guy's gonna win, this guy's winning. And then later on, yes, we did fill out all the brackets, and we'll guys show you the final result about that next week. But yes, we did do that.
So we're good with a bet.
Well, yes, we have to find a good point distribution.
Okay, so we'll figure that out. I also want to extend a challenge to everybody that's watching. Yes. Guys, you print off this bracket or copy and paste it, fill it out in Paint or whatever. Email it to us. You can email me, ben@nasl.tv. And the fan that gets the closest will send you a poster autographed by all the NASL casters. How about that?
Cool.
Is that cool?
And Lauren Elise and Clutch.
And Lauren Elise and
a
Clutch.
Paul Pint from Chance.
And a Paul Pint from Chance. It's done. So print off the MLG bracket, fill it out, email your predictions to Ben at NASL.tv.
Or Kevin at NASL.tv.
Or Kevin at NASL.tv.
Or Dan at NASL, who probably will be doing all the calculations.
Yeah, and tell us which race you play so that we can send you a poster for your race. Protoss.
And if you completely dominate us, we will send you even more than just a poster.
We'll send you 2 posters.
No, we'll send you more. Anyways, guys, let's take another look at our predictions.
Let's Kevin do his thing.
Yes. So we all think that Live is going to beat Minigun, even though I do think that Minigun has a realistic shot. He played very well against Idra, and if PvZ is going to be unchanged, I don't know, guys. I think that Protoss is pretty damn good against Zerg right now, and I thought I would never say those words. But yeah, we all think so. Pold against Creator, we all think that Pold is going to win. Creator, of course, a fantastic Protoss player, but guys, Pold has been an absolute monster in Heart of the Swarm so far, and yeah, he plays Terran as well. Stefano versus Les is the one where we are having a different opinion, at least one of us. Ben, where is the love for Ilias?
I love Ilias, guys, but I watched his interview from the Pro League guys, and I have never seen Stefano look more depressed in my life. He does not look like he's in a good place mentally, and I do not think that's going to translate well to tournament performance. I think he's going to go out in the first round, and I love Stefano.
But if he is watching this, he will say, Ben, this is horrible.
You are dead to me. You're stupid.
I thought we were
stupid boy.
But Stefano might be a little excited to play Heart of the Swarm because it is a new game, so he'll put like maybe 40 hours in the first week. That's as much practice time as 3 months in Wings of Liberty. So,
all right,
I don't
guys.
know, man.
And last but not least, we all think that Torzin is going to take out Killer, even though I said it already before, Killer always surprises. He's really a guy we shouldn't underestimate. And if you can 3-0 QXC, you might have a good shot against Torzin as well, but Marcus is just a really, really fantastic RTS player. He was good in Warcraft. He's become even better in Starcraft. I think Heart of the Swarm is going to fit his style very well because he's a quick player as well.
I think he has the best mechanics Terran-wise out of anybody in the foreign scene. I don't know who has better mechanics than him.
I think maybe the Muslim Lucifron. I think those 3 are very close.
Major would be my choice.
I don't think any of those players. I've seen DeMuslim a lot on his stream. He's very good. I'm not calling any of these players bad, but I think Thorzane, like,
I think you'll be surprised about the Muslim in HOTS.
I mean, I watch his stream a lot. I just feel Thorzane has better mechanics.
We will see.
We will see.
You want to make a bet?
We have to.
How do you think Thorzane has better mechanics than DeMuslim?
How do you?
Is he saying better than
how do you measure that?
Oh, DeMuslim's got really good mechanics.
I'm not saying DeMuslim.
It's always like his spontaneous decision making that kind of stuff.
I think
Thorzane's mindset is like his problem.
Yeah, but I'm not saying they have bad mechanics. I already prefaced it with they have really good mechanics, but Thorzane's is the best.
Yeah, we agree to disagree.
Andre, I agree with you. I agree with you, Andre.
But
Major is better than Thorzane.
I see your point, Andre, but you're still wrong.
You're a giant San Diego.
All right, let's take a look at the second part of the bracket, and this is where it gets really interesting. Here, what we can conclude is that Ben and Andre do not watch Pro League. Then I'm glad that we do. Because CJ Hero is going to take out MC.
So
guys.
good.
His
PvP is really good. His Protoss versus Terran is really good. I think CJ Hero can make huge splashes in this bracket.
He's amazing, but MC is a champion. MLG, these are the kinds of events that MC shines at.
Yeah.
The MC has traveled around the world and won on every continent.
And
Hero has not won anything anywhere.
I already predicted that Artosis is going to vote for Hero.
Next up is a very interesting matchup, by the way, guys. This is Feast against MVP. I think that Ben is still looking for another bet with Dark Force, because once upon a time he wants to bet on Feast versus Supernova. Ben proposed a $100 bet. Dark Force said, what about 1,000? Ben said, no. Well, Ben, Feast did win, so
yes,
he could
did.
have been $1,000 richer. But Ben, in the current state of Heart of the Swarm, there is the chance of Feast beating MVP is as big as the Falcons winning the Super Bowl next year.
It's very slim.
That's zero.
The chance of the Falcons winning the Super Bowl is 0. But the chance of Feast beating MVP is slightly higher than that. I recognize that he's a huge underdog, but this is my choice for the big upset of the tournament. And I truly feel like in Wings of Liberty he might have had the best PVT in Europe. And I truly feel that that will translate somewhat to Heart of the Swarm. I do not know if it's going to be enough to make up for this great strength of Medevac, but
Ben, did you vote for him on your actual bracket?
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
I made sure.
It's a 3-person.
Yeah, so it's between us. That's cool.
It's a 3-person tournament.
Yeah, exactly. It would be a 1-person tournament after Feet Speaks MVP.
All right, next up, guys, is probably my favorite matchup of round number 1, Tasia against Sasa. Yeah. I think that Sasa is very, very good. I know Tasia is the favorite. Terran is very good right now, but Sasa has been practicing super hard. He has some really interesting builds as well. He's really good friends with Naniwa again, so the Swedish Brutals power is combined. I think Sasa can do it, but yeah, what do you guys?
I think, and this is kind of going off Ben's point, when you say Feast has the best PvT in Europe, how can you forget Sase? This guy, statistically, and I want to give a quick shout out to the Ali Gulak guy.
We had so much talent.
That site is awesome. Yeah. Ali Gulak site, if you haven't checked it out.
Is it Ali Gulak or is it Aligulak?
Aligulak, sorry.
I don't know. I'm asking.
Is it Aligulak? Probably is.
I have no idea. I don't think it's Ali Gulak, though. That sounds like a...
That sounds very racist.
That sounds like the name of some... Somebody.
Nope. Let's cut it there.
According to this site, Sase has the highest PvT record in history of StarCraft II Wings of Liberty. Even better than the Koreans, better than MC, better than Parting, who some of the people at that time had best PvT streaks in the world. Sase were beating Koreans non-stop in PvT. I think Sase can do it. It's just that I think, I mean, against Tasia, how can you bet against Tasia?
Yeah, Tasia is fantastic. I don't know, man. Maybe it's a little bit of a Brutals vote. But yeah, a really big shout out to that side.
Aligulak.
Aligulak it is. The other night, Dan and me spent a couple of hours searching for patch Zergs. It's really awesome, because you can just type in any player, and then you see like there the graphic, it goes like, May 2012. And like we were like having bets on like who's a patch Zerg or not. And that's also funny, because there are a couple of Zerg who actually became worse. It's like, how?
Yeah. Like Red was like, choo!
Yeah.
It was like, what
Red
happened,
and Greg are both going down, while all the others are like Rise of the Patch Zerg. It's so fun. Fantastic side. Keep up the good work. Anyway, last but not least, a game of that side of the bracket goes to User against Bomber. Ben?
I don't know what I was smoking when I made that.
Those burritos really kicked in.
I'm not sure what I put on my bracket for the show. I think I put Bomber down there.
It's all right.
No, I mean, these are like predictions if you had to choose somebody, but our bracket's always like what we want.
Yeah, I would love to see Ghost User win. I really enjoyed having him on the show last week, and I think he made some great points, and I think he understands the game very highly.
I agree.
But I just hate TVZ right now.
He is Zerg in Heart of the Swarm, so he has a big disadvantage.
Next up, guys, the game we all can't wait for. Flash against Bly.
And who picks Bly? Oh. You know, maybe if he wears his white pants.
Yeah, I don't think we have to talk too much about this. Flash, obviously one of the big favorites going into this tournament. Bly, well, we saw...
Well, maybe he can come with something cool.
We saw the statistics, Sorry, Bly. You too. Nah, just kidding. Bly actually, his graphics started going up before May. It's going to be super hard for Bly. I do like Bly a lot. I think he's very awesome. But I've no idea how good he is in Heart of the Swarm. I've seen him complain a little bit on Twitter.
I think we're going to see some Ukraine star builds out of Bly.
Well, let's hope the double Bergs was ready. Next up is actually one of the only foreign classes in the first round matchup. It's going to be Suppy against the Red. Dan, you're the only one who picked Suppy. What made you pick Suppy?
I think because Suppy is very, very good ZVZ. It's what carried him really far in WCS. He understands the matchup a lot. Suppy's a good friend of mine, and I think he would get really mad if I picked Red.
You know, I put Red down here, but I put Suppy down on my other bracket because after I sat and really thought about it, I was like, actually, Suppy's incredibly good. ZVZ, and ZVZ is one of the least changed matchups in my opinion in Heart of the Swarm, so it's not gonna the fact that Suppy was practicing a lot of Wings of Liberty because he was for CSL, we know that, it's not gonna hurt him so much in this matchup as it will in the others. I think Suppy's got a good chance here, and he's actually my pick to be the highest finishing foreigner of the tournament. Or is it Thorzane?
I think in Wings of Liberty you guys are absolutely right. I think Suppy, I would have chosen him every single time, but off of IEM and Rhett doing so well there, I think Rhett has tons of motivation. He's going to be practicing a lot, and we're going to see a new Rhett that we haven't
how can he practice?
seen. Oh crap! My whole prediction is wrong.
Now, Rhett definitely has more than enough skill to even match it up and surprise. I mean,
think of that.
Rhett surprises ZVT when he thought that he couldn't necessarily beat any Terran, and he managed to take out a couple at IEM. So I think Rhett can do very well. It's just that I think Suppy has a better lockdown than matchup ZVZ right now.
I mean, it's going to be close either way, I think. What I think is always cool is EGTL in the first round as well. But by the way, Andre, you make a small point, because Red, of course, did go to IEM, so he did actually play Heart of the Swarm for 5 days straight, which Soppy was not able to.
And to be fair, Rhett, if you look at the history of Rhett, is always strongest after some downtime.
Yeah.
Right? He's like, he was the guy that would play Brood War, quit for 2 years, come back and win a tournament.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And also, he was a Brood War player. Suppy was too, but Rhett played professionally, and all ZVZ was Mutas back then. That's what it's going to be here.
That's very true.
So he's going to know
guys,
much
I think
better
that's going to make a major difference in this Heart of the Swarm matchup. The fact that we were playing Mutalisk and Brood War. Moving on. Sand versus
Why are you such a hater, man? That was the most hateful comment that I've ever seen.
That was like the most irrelevant.
Did you wake up in a pile of salt this morning?
Not completely irrelevant.
Okay, that's like basically me saying like, I think Grubby is going to be really good in PvP in Heart of the Swarm because Tempests are kind of like Raiders because they can.
It's like me saying I think Grubby's going to be good in Heart of the Swarm because he can recall now. It's just like having Town Portal.
Yeah. Well, if you think that's a good argument.
Except
it's a
it's
good
not.
argument.
It's the main unit. Mutas were so popular. And the same theory holds true.
It's the same play style.
No, I disagree with that.
It's just more flapping wings, as Jeff would say.
And one control group.
And no scourge.
So you could just A-move. That's the most
Hey, you put
efficient
Zerglings
way.
underneath and you research Carapace.
Or Overlord speed. You get that, you bring them over. They'll tank up like 400 damage every time. Okay, let's move on.
I don't think anybody gets what we're talking about.
I think we all
awesome.
do.
Okay, guys, I'm glad you had your fun. I still disagree.
Okay, Mr. Salty.
It's not that salty at all.
You're so salty.
No, I'm not salty. Guys, Sen versus Vibe is going to be the next matchup. I actually think I filled up Vibe in my bracket, but over here I predicted Sen. All of us predicted Sen. Sen is just good in foreign tournaments.
The reason I chose Sin is because last time Vibe played against Sin, he was playing pretty well, but then he ended up losing. He's like, man, I did everything that I would have done in a game that I would win, but he just always had enough units. He always had more stuff.
Was that at BWC, or am I crazy now?
I don't remember where that was.
I mean, I know that Vibe had like 2 Zergs in his
conversation.
group. I think one of them was Vortex. I don't know about the other one. No, the other one was Soppy, I think. Or... No, it doesn't matter.
I don't know, but he played against. I think he played against Sin in a clan war. Would that make sense? Would he ever play?
I don't think Gamani plays a whole lot of clan wars.
I have no idea, but I just remember talking to him about playing against Sin, and the way he described it made it sound to me like mentally he's going to be going to this one from behind. The Vibe's a great player. He's capable of winning, but I think Sin has the advantage.
Vibe does have home story advantage though. America, go. Last but not least, we have another PvP between State and Parting. State has been doing pretty well. I was quite impressed with the way that he qualified. He played well, but Parting is just, I believe, on a whole nother level, man. Parting is extremely good. I don't think he's going to...
State needs an elevator to get to Parting's level, man.
Yeah, that's going to be very hard.
Or Parting needs to jump off of a ceiling.
I look forward to the series, though. I think it's going to be very fun to watch. PvP, I'm really not sure how I feel about it yet in Heart of the Swarm, but we can talk more about that on future Pult episodes. And last but not least, the final part of the bracket. We've been talking about this for quite a while. Dan, are you still living in 2011, or why do you think that Jockey is going to be the MKP?
Because
where does this pick come from? Have you been?
have you
secretly been watching his stream or something?
When is the last time that you guys have watched a Jockey game?
And
2011
season 2 finals where he beat Linux, because that was the same weekend as the NASL finals.
Jockey is going to be back in Heart of the Swarm, and
when's the last time you watched Jockey play?
In the GSTL.
When was this?
The last season. He plays all the time for NS Host, so he got very far because Jockey's play. Jockey is sick at TVT. He's very good at TVZ, of course, because at one point Jockey was the best TVZ in the world. That's why he won a GSL. But I'm saying in Heart of the Swarm, Jockey's multitask is absolutely insane, and I'm willing to put my name on it.
Steamrolled by MKP. It's gonna be.
I don't think it's gonna be
Marine King is too.
It's gonna be like one of those
inconsistent
cartoons where he runs over him and then Jockey is like on the wheel.
No, I hope so. I hope that you're sort of right, Dan, because it would be awesome to see a GSL champion bounce back strong. Kind of funny that there's like a GSL champion who probably has fallen off more than anyone against arguably the best or second best Wings of Liberty player ever to have not won a GSL. It's kind of a nice matchup.
I wouldn't be surprised if people forgot he was a GSL champion.
MKP, the Dan Marino.
We never forget
StarCraft II,
champions.
Charles Barkley.
Yeah. Guys, next up, it's going to be an awesome PvP. It's going to be Seed versus Rain. All 4 of us do think that Rain is going to win this. I do want to highlight, by the way, guys, that if Rain, who has a very tough round 1, wins against Seed, he's going to have to play against the winner of Jockey, Marine King.
And then the winner of that
That's
is
very hard. After that, he's most likely, I think, going to play against Innovation. And if he would somehow overcome that, he would probably meet Flash. It's like, who hates Rain? Who at MLG hates Rain so much?
Sundance was sitting in his office one day. He's like, "Who do I want to screw today? How about Rain?" Yeah. It's like a cloudy day. It starts to rain. He's like, "Yep."
It's like,
it's good.
Yeah, he probably had like a really nice suit and he got really wet because of the rain. And he's like, Rain!
I hate Rain!
What a bracket that is. But yeah, I do think Rain is going to beat Seed, but it's not going to be easy either, man. Seed is the GSL champion too, of course.
Yep. And he made it off his PvP.
Yep. 4-2, no, 4-1 or MC?
4-1
MC? Yep. Those games were bad, by the way.
Yes. and Rain does have a history of choking in big PvPs.
And also succeeding in good PvP.
Yeah, there is this 1-4 gate on Cloud King, which he should have probably held.
That cost him about 100 grand.
Yes, and he would have probably been a whole lot richer. Anyways, moving on. Next up, Hawk against Innovation. It's nice to see that Chris took out Sasquatch 3-0. But yeah, Innovation is an extremely good Terran player, and with the current state of TVP, I know I say it again, but I really think this is a very important point to mention. I think that Terran is way too good against Protoss right now in Heart of the Swarm.
I think a lot of people can make a case for Innovation being the strongest Terran out there right now. He's definitely one of the top 3.
I think Andre would say that Torsen has better mechanics.
I said, okay.
I do want to make a point that Innovation's TVP is nowhere near as strong as his other matchups. His TVT in Pro League, he beats Flash almost all the time. His TVZ, of course, is absolutely top-notch, best in the world. But his Terran vs. Protoss has looked very shaky at times. And Huck can still surprise people because early game TVP is still a little tricky. It's still a little tricky.
Yeah,
Andre, do you agree? With
I want to make a point, Dan. Like, do you see this? And do you see?
So right now, Innovation wins about half of his TVPs.
I'm just
now give him speed upgraded medevacs.
I'm just saying. Huck can pull out some tricky stuff.
No, I mean, I would love to see Huck do well.
So Huck's main advantage right now, or in all of his TVPs or PVTs that we've seen, is his early game aggression.
Exactly.
And just the threat of that. With the Mothership Core, it definitely helps. But I think it's a much larger coin flip where the coin is slightly weighted more towards the Terran sphere because of the extensive range that they have, incorporating the speed boost and the Widow Mines.
Yeah, Widow Mine just shuts down all that kind of early aggression.
Widow Mines are such a big problem.
Widow Mine.
And you know, people aren't even using them optimally anymore. I showed you, Frodan, if you put a Marine on top of a Widow Mine that's burrowed, you can't see it.
Yeah.
You know what
I think? You can't see it.
And the priority is low. It targets the Marine over the Widow Mine.
So all of a sudden, you could walk your units into a single Marine that has a unit, a Widow Mine underneath, and it's going to be cost efficient every single time.
You know what I thought was really sick at IM? Like the super good Terrans, they fly in with the medevac, speed boost, drop the Widow Mine. Protoss like, oh my god, red alert, pull all the probes. It's fine. Like, let's try to kill the Widow Mine. Medevac flies in again and picks up the Widow Mine.
Speed
and
boost.
This is like, oh, the Protoss does everything right and still took so much indirect damage. Anyways, I hope Chris does well, but it's going to be very tough.
Huck is a bigger long shot than Feast to beat MVP. Boom. Said it.
And you will regret it. Last but not least, guys, perhaps the other best player to never ever win a GSL in Wings of Liberty, Lenok, is going to go up against Baby Knight. Here I filled in Lenok, but Ben, in my other bracket, I actually filled in the Baby Knight, which means that I'm always going to be right either way, which is very smart.
I think I might have done the same thing.
No, I think Baby Knight, I mean, he has played quite a bit of Heart of the Swarm. He's been practicing a lot. I do not want to call him an up-and-coming player anymore, because I feel that he's been that for too long. Baby Knight is one of the best Protoss players in Europe, period. Like, I'm not going to say he's the best. He's not Sas and Mana Naniwa.
Maybe top
6, 7.
6, 7. I don't know if I can't put him past the Germans, I don't think.
I think Baby Knight is above the German Protoss right now. I think he's better than Zokenhausen.
Maybe in practice, but certainly not in results.
Well, look at BWSC, man. And he had a reasonable run at the MLG as well.
Yeah, but come on, Sokka's so consistent. He places well at
that's true.
everything he plays in.
No, that's true. Yeah. It's a hard case to make, but I think Baby Knight might do it. Like, if I have to say the final prediction right now, I think Baby Knight is going to defeat Lenok. I might be crazy, but guys.
I'm
definitely crazy.
Well, I just met you.
I'm on the fence on that one too, but I'm pretty sure I put in my bracket that Baby Knight will also beat Lenok. I want to remind everybody once again to please bring up, can we show the bracket one more time? Please print off these brackets, fill them out, and send us your predictions. Whoever has the most correct bracket, we will send you autographed poster.
Where can they send it, Ben?
Send it to casters@nasl.tv. It emails all 4 of us.
Okay, casters@nasl.tv is fine, or any of the other emails that you've heard
You can
previously.
tweet us, NASL TV, and then, just keep it to emails. Forget it.
Yeah, that's easier.
But send us those predictions, please.
Overall, though, Ben, I think it's going to be another really exciting weekend. Like, this is overall going to be an amazing week, guys. Of course, the Heart of the Swarm release is coming so soon, and then we have MLG Dallas coming up already. I am super stoked for this event, man. There are
awesome.
so many matchups. I just can't wait.
So, who wins? Who wins the whole tournament?
Bomber.
I say Pult.
I think I said innovation.
I have Flash beating Polt in the finals.
I see a trend here, guys.
I said Pult beating Parting in the finals. And I'm very confident.
We're all hovering towards the same side, which is
I think Flash has the easiest bracket. I think the hardest
Flash.
match for Flash is his semifinal match.
Against Innovation.
You think
King,
Parting's going to be easy?
I'm not totally convinced with Flash's TVT. I think actually
Except
Frodan.
there are no Terrans in his side of the bracket.
Right, that's why he doesn't hit a Terran until the semifinals. And
That's why
Parting is never going to be an easy win, but we keep coming back to Heart of the Swarm, Terran versus Protoss, and the medevac problem. Kev, why don't you outline the medevac problem? Because we keep alluding to it. I don't think we've explicitly said what it is.
Well, I mean, we spoke about this the other week.
Yeah.
You kind of summed it up in a very detailed way. I said I'd make it a little bit simpler. I said there's no way Protoss can go up to 3 bases when the standard, let's say, 2 medevacs full of bio units move out, Terran plants at 3rd base. This is like 9 minutes something into the game. Like 16 bio units run across the map, 2 medevacs are there. Protoss cannot expand on this map. In the old days, it was very hard to go up to 3 bases quick, not take any damage. It was possible, but very hard. Against speed medevacs, it is impossible. So what happens is that either you go up to 3 bases, you're going to take a lot of damage, or you stay on 2 bases, but Terran puts at 3rd base down so much quicker than you, and I just don't see any way where Protoss is not going to be behind. And that's just one of the minor problems. The drop overall is just extremely good. Widowmine drops are extremely good. In my opinion, Terran is always going to have a mid-game advantage. And I think what Yoda did at IEM was smart. Yoda basically said, I'm going to go up to 3 bases, then I'm going to pull SCVs and I'm going to freaking win the game. And if I don't, well, that's it.
Because I have 3 bases?
If you go up to 4 or 5 bases, then it's not in balance anymore, of course, because then Protoss gets a huge bank, and then it just comes down to goodest, baddest storms or EMPs, whatever. But there is this phase in the game where Terran just has significantly more supply. They can move out. Protoss is going to have a really hard time dealing with it. And that is that phase when you go up to 3 bases, and Terran is going to have 35 to 40 supply more if they do things correctly.
In other words, Protoss is always forced to play the mid-game from behind, and that's a tough position to be in.
First actually had a very nice build, though. He went a regular Colossus build, and instead of double forging or going to Twilight counts, he went Forge Twilight and just got 1-1 very slow and blink super fast. He straddled the fence, but it still doesn't get you that 3rd base when you want it to.
Like in the overall final, I thought this game on Ohana was just absolutely perfect. Like he was defending everywhere against speed medevacs. I was like, wow, like just looking at it, I was stunned because I know I would never be able to do that the way he did it.
Excellent defense, still behind.
Still behind. Still behind. Because you're facing a 10-minute 3rd command center against your 12 to 13-minute Nexus, and that is, you know, a considerable amount of SEVs over probes and of course mules. That's a big problem. Efficient mining, there's just so much that Terran can do at that point, and all they have to do is really scout.
And I want to like address a small other problem as well, not that we're just whining here about Terran, but I think PvZ, the way that Parting made his Immortal all-in look against Stefano, if you ask me, close to impossible to stop. I did not feel that Ilias made mistakes, it was already such a good build in the hands of Parting, I should say.
Now it's
I do think it's partially a map problem also.
Yeah, no doubt, no shadow of a doubt that it is definitely a map problem. But as long as we have Ohana, as long as we have those kind of maps, the 8-gate, Immortal Sentry all in, with a Mothership Core Time Warp, I do not feel that Stefano played bad in those games. It just, that's it.
Well, let's move on from that. That's going to wrap up our MLG bracket show. Once again, please send us your predictions, casters@nasl.tv. Print the bracket, send it over. The best bracket, the most accurate bracket, will get a signed poster.
Maybe more.
And maybe more if Kevin's feeling...
I'm feeling generous. You know what? Piggy bank is almost full.
So Kevin's going to send you a 4-pound...
4? It's probably more than that, man.
I wonder how much money that's worth. It's probably... I think you got a couple $100 in that piggy bank.
I hope so.
So
Day 1, I came to the US, guys. Before I had a mattress, desk, or even anything to sort of clean myself with, I bought a piggy bank at Target, and I want to fill it up with coins, and I'm almost there.